But we'll see. We'll see if it even gets there first of all. We're going to go into Kier versus Stats here. Kier is 6-2 in Pro League. He's been doing quite nicely, even actually better than Maru has been doing in Pro League, so that's something to note.
That is something to consider. And 2-0 versus Protoss. Listen to Dragon Force. This guy has got a lot going for him today.
Yeah, especially the Dragon Force.
I'm liking it.
In my opinion.
I'm liking it a lot.
Seems pretty bouncy, pretty happy, relaxed, ready to go. That's what you want to see. On the other side of things, Trap, he's doing some meditation. This is going to be such an exciting match because it's just both these players are very good against these races. I feel like, you know, Kier, this isn't his best matchup, but he's still like pretty decent against Protoss. You know, he's pretty solid across the board. But
yeah, he's a very good Terran player.
Yeah.
And, I mean, obviously Stats loves this matchup. Very, very solid in this matchup. Despite losing to Maru 2-4 in SSL recently, he is always fantastic. He loves to go late game in this matchup, and he does it so well.
Yeah, really looking forward to this one, man. Decently large map, even though it is a 2-player map. Let's jump into game number 4, guys. It's going to be Kier versus Stats here on Vaani Research Station. Let's jump into the game. Up here in the north, in the green for the generic Green Wings, it is Cure.
Down here in the south, in the red for KT Rolster, it is Stats. Has to win this game. Prayed before the match. Took a big breath at the start of the match.
He had his arms actually widespread, like almost as if he was holding onto the desk, like trying to bind himself to the forces within his desk and the monitor, trying to get himself ready for this game. Looking, you know, a little bit tense, a little bit nervous, but I mean, we see players do this sometimes where they look nervous. One player that always sticks out to me is Hero, CJ Hero. Mm-hmm. He looks nervous before a lot of his games, but then he goes out and crushes his opponent all the time. Yeah,
he's a pretty emotional player. Stats obviously much less emotional when you look at him in general. Like he just doesn't do anything. He's just, well, he was voted the most weirdest of the team or something, right?
I heard. I'm not actually sure about that, but
I mean, I could agree with it. It's almost as weird as the APM numbers we do have above the on the top of the screen there.
Why are they weird?
Because
they're just floating.
Well, there's no name there, so who is it?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Someone on the left is 0. Is that you, Brendan? Like, is that dude? Your caster APM is
it's fallen.
Mine is 400. Yep. Oh, okay, here we go. Stats versus Cure. That's what's happening.
They're listening to us talk about this. They're like, oh crap, we got to get it up there.
All right. So here we go. Going to be a CC first for Cure to start things off.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad choice for this map. Rarely are you going to see any sort of early aggression on this map, unless it is going to be a proxy.
I like it. It's going to be pretty safe. As long as he doesn't follow it up with something ultra greedy.
I want to see 2 CCs before barracks.
That would be sick, man.
Only Flash would do that. Flash or Marine King.
Marine King, definitely.
Yeah.
I like swear he's actually done that before.
I'm pretty sure he has.
So, pretty standard build out of Stats here.
Yeah, actually a pretty early second gas as well. Maybe after seeing that, he's like, well, you know what, I can go for pretty early Stargate from this and try and do some damage.
Not the most standard build, actually. I take that back.
Cure likes to go 3 rags before anything else. We've seen in this matchup as well.
Cure's very safe about that.
He's very safe with his CC first, yeah.
Was it Cure that faced up against San, where San tried to go for some kind of weird blink all-in and it just got smashed to the ground?
It was like a perfect sort of game to learn of, because it's what happens when you see 3 racks versus a Protoss that goes all-in. Like, there's too much bio. There's that 3rd racks finally.
Yeah, Stats is definitely looking to put on the pressure.
Yeah, looks like it will be a, I believe, proxy Stargate from that position.
Yeah. It's got to be.
Ooh, and he sees everything there. That SCV gives everything away. Is he going to actually see the natural?
Oh, my God.
Oh.
He actually does. He sees.
Sweet.
No expand. He knows for sure.
Wow, going for Robo instead, though. Okay, all right. Immortals. Has to be. Just has to be Valdez.
You know who's done this build before is Myungshik.
Of course.
Yeah, Myungshik, I feel like Myungshik's done every single Protoss build possible, but he did this against TY on Nimbus, I think. And TY just barely held because he's the master of holding off Protoss all-ins.
Yeah, well, we are seeing that bunker at the front of it to begin with. 3-Rex Marine is pumping. And, I mean, we could actually just see Cure hold with just a lot of Marines as well. If he gets like enough bunkers up, he can just sit there.
Look at this. He's going to rush Colossi.
What? We haven't seen this one before. Oh my god.
Myungshik used to be on KT, right? So
sure. One of his legacies is like this super random all-in with Colossus. Well, I mean,
this is going to be very interesting. This is off of one base. You can't even really support this. I guess he's going to try to get one Colossus. Not paying attention to the Stalker, actually, his stats, and now the SCV is going to get another run through the base.
Yeah, man.
Not see anything.
Well, this is interesting. How is Curie going to react to this? He's adding 2 tech labs and a reactor now. Okay.
He's got a sizable amount of Marines, which is not really what he wants against Colossi. He's going to really want to get some more Marauders there out of those tech lab barracks.
Well, I mean, if he knew what it was, he could just put like 3 or 4 bunkers up at the front there, fill it with Marines and Marauders, and I think essentially just hold no matter what. But
he's even going for range. This is...
Well, I understand that because you want to try and bust a bunker with Colossus. It's clearly not going to have much success going up a ramp like that. But yeah, it's going to be one base Colossus with range, which is so expensive.
It's going to take such a long time. It's such a huge commitment. I mean, this is 100% all in at this point.
Completely all in.
This is going for the throat right now.
If we saw Cure move out now, he could actually bully these Stalkers away and maybe find the base. Maybe find what he needs, but I don't think he's brave enough. I don't think he really knows what's going on. He's going to move down now.
He looks very confused. He got an engineering bay earlier on. I'm not sure if he's going for upgrades. Not just yet.
Well, no need just yet, I think. I think it's a good idea that he did not, but he's moving right across the map, and he could get caught out pretty badly. We are seeing warp-ins near the Colossus already. If Cure just runs to his base, to Stats' base, there's going to be nothing there. But at the same time...
there's nothing at Cure's base, but this really depends on the positioning of the armies. Cure's getting closer and closer. It's almost going to hit at nearly the same exact time. But again, Terran, they can float their buildings. He's got 2 bases.
He warped into Sentry, so he's going to block that ramp.
Oh, that is huge. Oh, and you can actually go up this ramp and block that ramp as well.
Oh, my God. And the thing is, Cure turns around. He just turns around. I don't know if this is the right choice at all, but I guess what other choice does he have at this point? And this has got pretty damn ugly.
He's taking so much damage in his mineral line right now. There is one missile turret actually doing a bunch of damage to the Colossus.
Doing legitimate damage right now, actually.
Colossus does survive, though. But again, everything gets cleaned up there at the main.
He should have saved these SCVs. He should not have actually traded with Zealots like this.
Does he have another force field?
He's got 1 now, just.
Oh, that is so huge.
He's got 2 now, actually. Got to be careful with these Marines. Cannot afford to lose them.
Oh, that was a huge hit there on the Marines. He's lost nearly his entire army. This is going to be it. There's just too much here for Stats. Looks like he's actually done it. 1 base Colossus with range.
Completely catching Cure off guard.
This is insane, man. This works because Kier had no idea this is like so just uncommon.
He had no idea.
It just never happens.
It was actually a thing. Like, yeah, completely. And it's even worse that he moved out. Because obviously he was completely out of position for when it came up his ramp.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a formality at this point. There's no way you're going to take down a Colossus with this much buffering with such a small army.
He can possibly snipe the Colossus, but he's not even doing that. And look at this. There are actually gateways in the main of the Terran. GG.
GG. And we're going to that ace match after all.
We were talking about how Stats is such a great late-game Protoss versus Terran player. It doesn't matter, man. Sometimes you can take wins like this, especially in best of ones, and he does it here. He gets the win. That's all that matters. Ace Match Monday will be true, at least for one of these matches. And that's exactly what we wanted between these 2 teams.
Yeah, what a fantastic strategy. What is that?
That is a Colossus, man.
Oh, you're so right, Valdez. I thought he was just being weird again.
It's like doing a weird scissor dance or something.
Yeah, like, oh, stats just suck. Ace match going to be on King Sejong. Best map we got for the best match of the day. I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
Very nice. Here's like, I don't even know, man. I just don't even know.
Like, well, that was stupid. Lol. Like, what am I meant to do, guys? They're like, don't worry, dude. No one's ever going to do that again in Pro League.
What if he had like scanned the natural or something, or like tried to get an SCV out of his base and go for another scout and just stayed in his base and played defensive because he didn't know what was happening?
Yeah, that would have been probably the smarter choice considering what we saw, but what we didn't see. Like, yeah, maybe I think the best sort of choice would have been if he scanned like the pocket natural stats, seen that there was nothing there, and just 3 more bunkers, sit on the top of that ramp until he actually finds out what's going on.
Yeah. He just had no idea. It was totally in the dark, so he was just like, well, there's not any pressure coming towards me, so I guess I'll just move out and try to put on some pressure and scout in that way. Like, players do that all the time, but, this build is so uncommon, you never expect it. It's only, like, against one of these builds that you're going to just die like that with all your units leaving the base. So, going to ace match here. What's your predictions?
Well, I mean, King Sejong Station, damn, this is a hard one. Looking at the matches, oh man, I'd love to see Life versus Mario on this, but I don't think we're going to see either of these players. I think we could see Rogue against Stats.
Rogue versus Stats?
Rogue versus Stats.
Stats comes out again.
That's my opinion. What do you think, Valdez?
I feel like if either of like those super ace championship players is going to come out, it might be Maru, but I highly doubt it. For KT, I like Stats actually. Zest, it was his anniversary. He gets a win. Leave it at that. Don't have him lose in the ace match.
Yeah.
But let's see. It's going to be Zest versus Maru.
All right. Okay. Not expecting that, but this should be a lot of fun.
Like arguing against Maru being the choice, but also arguing against Zest being the choice, and those are the 2 choices.
Well, I gotta like Generic Greenwing's sort of position in this one.
Yeah.
Let's see if Zest can keep on his roll of just crushing nerds left and right. He's back in power, it seems, but Maru just won Star League.
Yeah, I mean Maru is in a fantastic place right now. I'm sure that he might have possibly even been preparing for this ace match. They're like, okay, we're not going to use them in the main lineup, but we'll have you come out in the ace if it comes to that. Yeah. Guys, we're going to go to a 10-minute break, as is the way of things over here, so stay tuned, tell your friends, and we'll be right back.